Okay, we are live. So, everyone, I hope all of you are doing okay. And today's topic is coordinate geometry part 2. And I hope you have seen the first part. So, before moving further, I would like to ask you how is the quality of our broadcast and how you are enjoying it out of 10, as usual, which I ask you in every session. And I hope all of you are going to rate it 10, which is for the good, and 1 is for the worst. Okay, and now let me ask, like, for every student who have already asked that how is the preparation for exam going on, has it been better nowadays or has it gone worse? So for everyone, just let me know how is the preparation going on. That is from one like not good ma'am, second for okay, and third for the best. So for everyone who wants to score good marks, you're gonna be at the third level. Okay, so I hope you will reach the third level as soon, and I hope you are actually at the level of 3. Okay. So assuming my students are on the level 3, and for anyone who is at level 2, you're gonna come to the level 3 very soon. And I wish you all the best. So we will work together and we'll excel, I hope. Okay. So, as I told you, the topic is coordinate geometry part 2, because part 1 has already been covered. That was the basic class of coordinate geometry, in which I told you about some little topics, and we did some questions related to every topic which I told you. Okay. So, now let me tell you about my name, and that is Krishvi Srivastava. Okay. So, anyone of you who doesn't know my name, you can call me Krishvi or ma'am, the anything which you like. Okay. So, you can call me Krishvi. Now, first of all, for the for which you are studying, that is JEE Mains. Also, some students must be studying for JEE for board exams as well. So, it's like obviously it will also come in the board exam also. It has that coverage. So for anyone who is having that this topic of straight lines, you can study it from this class. So for every student who is studying for JEE, like you focus not that which question has the most weightage from which chapter and everything. So that is why I thought of telling you all these things. So that makes you go interesting. So the first thing which comes in your mind whenever you see any topic, that is it going to come in your JEE, or is it helpful to you all? Like how many questions does come? So see, sometimes even two questions come, sometimes only one question comes. So this was a pattern which was seen, like this was a basic pattern that was in class in year 2019. Two questions, like for how many shifts and how everything. These were the pattern which I looked into. And okay, good afternoon Rishi, I hope you are doing well. So in 2019 there were two questions asked, in 2018 one, 2017. So for now also there are so many shifts of paper. So in all those papers, there were only 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. So one question is definitely going to come from straight lines. Okay. And maybe two questions. So if anyone who has a good command in straight lines, they are going to land to the very good marks, plus 8 if two questions are going to come, and plus 1, then also plus 4. So I hope you will study it well, and I hope you will understand it too. Okay. So now going to the next slide. So here we have the scanner. You can just scan the code and get yourself added to the Telegram channel. And for every updates of our PDF materials, of our free classes, announcements, and for all the courses, we have so many discounts as well as prizes. Also some coupon codes. So you can just get access to all those things by just scanning the code. It's free of cost, so at least you can get yourself added to our Telegram channel. You can scan the code right now and get yourself added to the Telegram channel. That is all JEE. Okay. Now let's move forward. Assuming that you have been added to our channel. Firstly, the things come whenever you have the straight line from junior classes. The first thing that comes in your mind is that is about the distance formula. Okay, guys. So how is the distance formula formed? The distance formula, most of you already know it. Okay. So we have this formula, and we can just write it as d is equals to under root x2 minus, just a second. Okay, so let's suppose that this is a line. Okay, and these are the points, that is x1, y1. This is the point x2, y2. Okay, So now you have to calculate the distance between these points. So simple thing, you already know the formula, that is d is equals to under root x2 minus x1 square plus y2 minus y1 square. Okay, so this is the basic distance formula which comes in every questions part. Okay, it comes in every questions part. Now I hope you have already seen this. Now let's move forward to this. Just a second, I think it has been zoomed a little. Let's just convert it into the normal size. Okay, I think this is perfect. Okay, so is it perfect, guys? Every one of you can see everything here. So now telling about the distance formula, this was a basic formula which I assume that you guys already know. Let's move forward and jump to the section formula. In section formula, we have two things. Okay, we have internal division, we have external division, and for these two divisions we have different formulas. And why do we have different formulas? Some people just learn the formula, they don't understand that what is actually internal division and what is actually external division. So when the question becomes complex, there the problem arises because you have not known that what is external division. So there the problems come. So now here not only I'll tell you the formula, but also I'll tell you the visuality, how the section is divided internally and how it is divided externally. Okay, so now let me give you an example. This is the line. Okay, for example, this is the line. So this is the point that is x comma y here. Okay, and obviously this is going to be the point that is x1 y1. This is the point that is x2 y2. Okay, so now we have these ratios. These ratios are m and n. Okay, so the ratio has been divided into m is to n, so that is known as internal division. When the point comes on the line segment, that is, it is not lying outside of that line segment, that is known as the internal division. So what is the formula here? The formula looks like this is the internal division, means the point is lying internally, the point is lying on the line. Okay, so now you can write the formulas, that is x is equals to m x2 plus n x1 upon m plus n, y is equals to m y2 plus n y1 upon m plus n. Okay, how you can remember it? You can remember it by just assuming that crisscross thing, that m into x2 n into x1. Okay, crisscross, just multiply the ratios with the opposite points. Okay, so by the crisscross term you can remember the formula. Okay, now talking about the external division, so let me just change the color of the pen so that you don't get confused, because we are considering the same line segment. So here let's just suppose that the point is lying at this point, that is let's just draw another line only. Okay, why to just make a mess? So we have this line. The line looks like x1 y1 x2 y2. Okay, and here we have this point, that is x and y. Okay, so this is the line segment, and here what is the ratio that is going to be divided? That is going to be, this is the m ratio. Okay, this is the m ratio, and suppose this is the line segment that has been drawn. Okay, this is the line segment, and this is the ratio that is looking like n. Okay, so the ratio here is m and n. Okay, now what can it be? The points can be written as here, that sorry, one mistake here. Okay, no, this is not a it's not a mistake. Obviously we have this line segment, let's just draw it in a dash line. Okay, this is the line segment and this is the point. This is the point. Okay, so this is the point, that is x and y. So how you will write the formula here? For x, that is looking to be m, same thing, m into x2 minus n into x1 upon m minus n, and y is equals to m into y2 minus n into y1 upon m minus n. Why do I have used here n? Because see, the x1 y1 is having the ratio m from the point x and y, and in this segment the ratio is not n, the ratio is m minus n here, because it is taking from the line segment. The line segment starting point becomes the ratio of m minus n. You will take here minus n, so the point becomes mx2 minus nx1 upon m minus n, same crisscross thing. That is how you will remember the formula. And for the y, you can write it as my2 minus ny1 upon m minus n. Okay, so this is how the formula for external division looks like. Now talking about the midpoint formula. Okay, let's just take the midpoint formula. So midpoint, all of you already know. For example, this is the point that is x1, y1. This is the point x2, y2, and this is the point x, y. Okay, so how you can write the midpoint formulas? That can be written as x is equals to x1 plus x2 by 2, and y is equals to y1 plus y2 by 2. Okay, these are the 2 points, and this is the midpoint formula which you have been studying from junior classes, and this is so very important for every complex question. Maybe this is the basic last thing which you need to study. Okay, I hope all of you are getting it, and if you are understanding what I am explaining, you can write here that yes ma'am, I am being able to understand whatever you are trying to teach. Okay, now assuming you are watching the video, subscribe to the channel right now guys, because subscription gives us the motivation that yes, we are doing something good, we are doing something productive, and you guys are enjoying our content. So for any such motivation, you can just subscribe to the channel right now, and I would be glad enough to let know that yes, you have subscribed to the channel, like by my saying. So obviously you can subscribe to the channel. Now, moving forward, midpoint formula done. Now here we have area of a triangle. Okay, how the area, see there are so many formulas for area of triangle. For the right angle triangle, you have half into base into height. You have area of triangle with the S formula. I hope you know the Heron's formula. That is S is equals to under root, sorry, for calculating the S, you can take A plus B plus C upon 2. And for the calculating of area, you can under root S, S minus A, S minus B, S minus C. Assuming you know all those formulas. But here, how do we need to calculate the area? You have to calculate the area by having the points. Here you don't need to calculate the length. Okay, so there can be a lengthy method there to calculate the length by the points, and there can be another method by just using the points. Okay, so now assuming that these are the points, how do you calculate the area? That is x1, y1, x2, y2, x3, y3. Okay, so here we have A, here we have B, here we have C. Okay, so how you write the area of a triangle? The area of a triangle formula looks like half determinant x1, y1, x2, y2, x3, y3, and here it's going to be 1, 1, 1. So this is how you will write the formula for area of triangle. How you will write that determinant will be looking like all the points with 1, x1, y1, 1, x2, y2, 1, x3, y3, 1, and here you will have these points. So for the point formulas calculation of area of triangle, you can use this formula right now. You can take any example too. So assuming that you have understood all other formulas, why here I am giving you another formula? Because all the other formulas use the lengths of sides of triangle. Okay, but here we have used the points. Here we did not need to calculate the length. Okay, so that is the reason we are calculating the area of triangle by this formula. Okay, now moving forward, we have calculated the area of triangle. We know about the triangle. Now what other things which we have? That is centroid, in center, ortho center. Okay, so for all those things, some people don't know that what is this point. They remember the formula, but they don't even know that what does this formula mean actually. So how you can write it? First of all, you can firstly I'll start with centroid here. Okay, I will start with one topic, and we will cover it all, and I'll tell you all the diagram as well as the meaning of all those points. Okay, so here we have centroid. Okay, this can be represented as G with this G symbol. Okay, and what is actually centroid? See, what is actually centroid? One, two, and the assuming this is a straight line. Okay, so centroid is basically the intersection of medians. Okay, what it is? It is the intersection of medians. So how you can write it? You can write it as intersection of medians. This you can write it as G. This is represented as G. So what it does is, a centroid, when a centroid is the point of intersection of medians, so where all the medians intersect, that is known as the centroid. And what is the formula for that centroid? Just remember these things. For centroid, what is centroid? Intersection of medians. And for all the other points, there will be another thing. So you need to remember all those terms because it will be useful in your exams. So for intersection of medians, now how you can represent the coordinates of centroid? You can represent that G, X, Y. This can be represented X, Y. This is the point A, that is X1, Y1. This is the point B, that is X2, Y2. This is the point C, that is X3, Y3. Okay, and these are the sides. You can write it as this side is B, this side is A, this side is C. Okay, so now you can write the formula like this is the side, but in centroid you don't need to have the sides thing, but you need to understand the side thing in another point. So that is why I'm just representing that this is the triangle and these are the sides. So for the formula for centroid, we have this point x1 plus x2 plus x3 by 3 comma y1 plus y2 plus y3 by 3. So this is the centroid formula. Obviously it is a median, so we'll divide it by 3. Now this is how the centroid of the triangle is represented. These are the coordinates of the centroid. Okay, now another thing, what else do we have? We have completed centroid. Now we have in center. Okay, centroid is the easiest one thing. This is going to be the bonus step for you all. Okay, so what is the bonus? Color doesn't change. The bonus is basically, it was asked, no, not now. Firstly, I'll complete all the points and then I'll tell you. Okay. So let's just assume you have understand the centroid. Now what else do we have here is, we have here is in center. Okay. What is in center? As the name suggests, it is the intersection of the angle bisectors. Okay. So how do you define the in center? In center, uh, in center, that is represented with I. So point of intersection of internal angle bisectors, that is known as the in center. Okay, so for example, this is the angle, this is the angle, this is the angle, and this is bisected. Okay, so how you can write it as? You can write it as 1, 2, 3. Okay, assuming this is a straight line, I'm sorry for my drawing. So this is the angular bisector. These angles are equal. Okay, so this is known as the incenter, and this is the coordinate of incenter, that is x and y. Okay, here what else do we have? We have the sides as A, we have this as B, we have this as C. Okay, we have these points A, B, C, which x3, y3, we have x1, y1, we have x2, y2. Okay, so how do you write the formula for the incenter? We have the incenter formula, that is I x y is equals to a x1 b x2 plus C x3 upon A plus B plus C. We have A y1 plus B y2 plus C y3 upon A plus B plus C. Okay, so this is the formula for the incenter. And what is incenter? Incenter is the point of intersection. All the points are the point of intersection. Incenter is the intersection of angular bisector. And what was about centroid? The centroid was for the medians. Okay, just write it here. We have centroid by the medians intersection. We have incenter for angular bisectors. Okay, now what else do we have to study? We have ortho center here. Okay, so for the ortho center, let me just erase first. Just erase it all. It's gonna look untidy. Okay, so for the ortho center, the centroid was about medians. The incenter was about the angular bisector, and ortho center is about the altitudes. Okay, it is about the altitudes. So how do you represent it? We have this altitude, this altitude, and what else we have? We have this altitude. Okay, so this is the point, this is the point. Okay, and what is altitude? I hope you know it, that this angle which is formed on the base, that is going to be 90 degree. This is going to be 90 degree, this is going to be 90 degree. So this is how we represent the altitude. We have this point, that is A, x1 y1. We have point B, that is x2 y2. We have point C, that is x3 y3. Okay, so these are the 3 points. And how you represent the ortho center? The ortho center is basically the intersection of medians. Okay, so you can write the formulas. Okay, also we need to know about the angles here. Okay, so we have these points. What you can write it as, we have A, B, C. So the ortho center points looks like x is equals to and y is equals to. For the ortho center point, that is x1. X1 is the point. Tan is the angle of A. Okay, this is the angle A, this is the angle B, this is the angle C. Okay, x1 tan A plus x2 tan B plus x3 tan C upon tan A plus tan B plus tan C. Okay, so this is the formula for x coordinate, and for the y we have y1 tan A plus y2 tan B plus y3 tan C upon tan A plus tan B plus tan C. Okay, so we have these points x and y for the ortho center here. The ortho center states that it is going to be the intersection of altitudes. So we covered the centroid, which was the intersection of medians. We covered the incenter, which was the intersection of angular bisector. We covered the ortho center, which was the intersection of altitudes. Okay, now here is the first question for you all. The first question looks like, so in JEE Mains, it was not a straightforward question. The question looked like that, what is calculate the point of intersection? We had this question. Let me first erase it all, then I'll write it because we don't have any space left. So we have this question, that calculate the point at which the area of triangles were equal. Okay, so what did the question state? That this is the intersection. Okay, this is the intersection, and these are the three triangles. These three triangles, that is basically this. Sorry. So that is basically one triangle, second triangle, and third triangle. Okay, so the area, that three areas, okay, that intersection point at which that three triangles formed, having the area equal. So what did we have to calculate here? Which point we have to calculate here? The point which needed to be calculated here was, which point we needed to calculate? So that was the point of centroid. Okay, so centroid basically divides the triangle into three. So how I can write it at that centroid divides the triangle into three triangles of equal area. Okay, so that is the centroid. Now what else do we have here? So other thing which is left is that is the angle between two lines. So assuming that you already know that what is slope, basically slope you already know that is m. How it is represented as? The slope is represented as m. So the slope is represented as m. How you can write the m? That is looking to be m is equals to tan theta. So I hope all of you already know this is the line segment, and if we have to calculate the segment of, we have to calculate the slope of this line segment, you can write it as theta, and that can be written as tan theta. Okay, and if we had 2 points, then also we can write it as x2 minus x1 upon y2 minus y1. Okay, so this was about the slope. Now when we have to calculate the angle between the lines, okay, when we have to, I hope you already know the slope, we are just straightly jumping to the angle between lines. So the angle between two lines, for example, these are the lines and this is the angle, that is theta here. Okay, so if this is theta, then what is going to be this angle? This angle is going to be pi minus theta. Why? Because this is 180 degree, and if this is theta, then the other angle which is going to be left, that is going to be pi minus theta. Okay, and how you can write it as? You can write the theta as tan theta is equals to m1 minus m2 upon 1 plus m1 m2. Okay, so this is the line segment m1 having the slope m1. This is the line segment having slope m2. Okay, so the two slopes are given of two line segments, and how you can calculate the angle between them is by using this formula, that is m1 minus m2 upon 1 plus m1 m2. This is the simple formula of angle between two lines. Okay, now here what else what we can have is, we can have the perpendicular lines, we can have the parallel lines. So there is some extra variation in this segment. So how you can write it as? You can notice that when two lines are parallel, okay, that means the angle between them is going to be 0 degree. Okay, so for that m1 will be equal to m2. Okay, how it is going to look like? It is going to look like this is the line segment that is having the slope m1. This is the line segment having the slope m2. Okay, so for this difference, we have no difference of angle. We have the angle between those lines as 0. Obviously, we have the angle between them as 0. So if we have theta here, this is going to be theta here. So the angle between them is going to be 0. And whereas if we have the perpendicular lines, so when two lines are perpendicular, so this was about the parallel lines. Now what else do we have here is, we have when lines are perpendicular. Okay, so how it is going to look like? This is going to look like, for example, we have this line. Okay, this is the line segment. We can write it as L1. We can write the angle as theta, and we have this line segment. Okay, this was one line segment. This is another line segment, M2, M1. Okay, and this is the intersection. This is the angle that is going to be 90 degree. Okay, so if this is 90 degree, so that is what is supposed, that angle between those lines is going to be 90 degree. So what is the condition for that? We have that condition for that is going to be m1 into m2 is equals to -1. Okay, so for the angle between them is going to be perpendicular. So for that condition, we can write it as m1 into m2 is equals to -1. Now moving forward, we are talking about different forms. So whenever a question is asked, the equation is asked that tell the equation in slope point form, tell the equation in 2-point form, tell the equation in slope intercept form. these are the variable, like these are some of the variations of the forms. So the basic formula, that is going to be the slope point form, like that can be used anywhere. So it can be called even as a potato, because we can add potato to any veggie. Okay, so for that we can call the slope point form as a daily, for a daily use. Okay, so the slope point form looks like, the equation of line is given as, we have the point that is x1 y1, we have the slope m. So how the equation is written, the equation is written as y minus y1 is equals to m x minus x1. Okay, so this is the slope point form. For the slope point form, we have one point and we have one slope, and that can be written as y minus y1 is equals to m x minus x1. And I hope you already know the calculation of slope, which I already told you. Now for the 2 point form, what do we have here is, we have 2 points, that is x1 x2 y1 y2. So we have 2 points here. Now how the equation of line can be written as, the equation of line can be written as y minus y1 is equal to, same thing, here we have m. Here we will just calculate that thing by the 2 point form, that is y2 minus y1 upon x2 minus x1 and x minus x1. So it is basically the same thing. What are we doing here? We are just directly writing the formula of m in the equation when we had 2 points. Okay, now here we have slope intercept form. Okay, so slope intercept form is basically how you will define it, how you will visualize what is basically slope point form. So slope point form is done, 2 point form is done. Now what we need to do is slope intercept form. Okay, so the slope intercept form, if the graph looks like this, is the graph. Okay, this is the line which is having the slope m, and this is the intercept. Okay, this is the intercept. So what does it mean? That this point is, the x coordinate will be 0 and this coordinate will be c, because this is the y intercept here. Okay, so considering that this is the equation of line, okay, this is the point PZ, is this can be written as point P, and this is the intersection by 0 comma c. So how the equation can be written as, that is y minus y1 is equals to m x minus x1. Okay, you know this, but you already know we have this equation, that is y is equal to mx plus c. So what does m represent? M represent the slope and c represent the y intercept. Okay, so for this equation, the slope intercept form, this can be written as y is equals to mx plus c. Okay, so for c here, that is the intercept, c is the y intercept here. Okay, now we have double intercept form. So how do we represent the double intercept form? The double intercept form looks like, this is the graph. Okay, this is the graph, this is the line. Okay, and this is the intercept a, this is the intercept b. So what does it mean if it is a? The point is, for this point we have here is a and 0. For this point we have here is 0 and b. Okay, so that means that x intercept we have here is 2 intercept, because as the name suggests, double intercept. So that means we have x intercept as well as y intercept here. Okay, so for x intercept we have here is a. For the y intercept we have here is b. Okay, so how you will write it as, you will write the equation as x upon a plus y upon b equals to 1. So this is the equation for the double intercept form, when we have the two intercepts, that is the x intercept and the y intercept. So that can be written as double intercept form. Okay, now for the normal form. Now what is normal form? What is normal? Normal is actually a line which, when forms at another line, that makes 90 degree with that line. Okay, so normal is basically forming the angle 90 degree with another line. That is what the normal is all about. So how do you write the normal form? We have this line, we have this graph, and we have this line segment. Okay, and here the point is a, the point is b. Okay, and now we have, obviously this is the origin, so this is the line, and this is the normal. So this will form the 90 degree with another line. Okay, so that is what my statement was, that the normal forms 90 degree with another line. So basically this is 90 degree and this is angle alpha. Okay, this is angle alpha, so this will become 90 minus alpha here. Okay, this will become 90 minus alpha here. And now we have this point A and B. So how is this normal form written as? This normal form is written as x c. Here we have x here. Okay, so you can write it as x cos alpha plus y sine alpha is equals to p. Okay, what is p? P is basically the length of this. So that is basically when we have this equation, you can write it as x. Okay, you can write this thing p. Here we have this p. This is represented as p. So what this is going to be? This is going to be p sec alpha. And what this is going to be? This is going to be p cosec alpha. Okay, so when we put it like this, so that becomes x cos alpha, y sin alpha, and when we add it up, it becomes equals to p. So this is about the normal form. What is normal form? This is the angle alpha that is formed by the normal, which is having the length of p. So you can write it as x cos alpha plus y sin alpha is equals to p. So if you have understood the normal form, you can write it down here that yes, I have understood the normal form. So I am being able to understand that yes, you have been able to understand what I am trying to tell you all about. Okay. Now what is the condition of concurrency? Okay. So all of you know what is the condition of concurrent lines. So basically here this is going to be the simple method for you all. So for the condition of concurrent lines, we have these. For example, we have given the three equation of lines, that is a1x plus b1y plus c1 is equals to 0, a2x plus b2y plus c2 is equals to 0, a3x plus b3y plus c3 is equals to 0. Okay, so these are the three equation of lines that is given. So how was the condition of concurrency is being defined here? The concurrency can be defined as basically taking the determinant of these three lines. Okay, we take the determinant, that is a1, b1, c1, a2, b2, c2, a3, b3, c3, the determinant, and that is going to be equal to 0 because obviously we have concurrency, we have concurrent lines. Okay, so the determinant is going to be 0, so you can just write it down the equation. So whatever variable which is unknown, that can be calculated by this determinant. Okay, that can be calculated by this determinant. We have a1x plus b1y plus c1 is equals to 0. We have three equation of lines here, that is this is the equation 1, this is the equation of line 2, this is the equation of line 3. Now you can form the determinant, and that is going to be equal to 0 here for it. Okay, now what else do we have here is we have some more terms, that can be written as the equation of parallel and perpendicular lines. We have distance of a point from a line. So for example, we have distance of a point from a line. So for example, we have this point, that is p x1 y1. We have this line segment, that is ax plus by plus c equals to 0. We have this line segment that is drawn at the foot, that is 90-degree forming, and this is the distance, that is r. So how can you calculate this r? You can calculate this r by easily, there is no derivation needed for it. You can just easily substitute these points in this equation and divide it by this value. Okay, so how you can write it as, you can write it as ax1 plus by1 plus c upon under root x, that is going to be coefficient of x, that is going to be a square plus b square, and it is going to be in mod because distance cannot be negative. The distance of a point from a line, you can calculate it by this. Okay, and now distance between parallel lines. One thing more that is left is, that is distance between parallel lines. So this is the parallel line, this is another parallel line, and this is the distance between them. Okay, this is known as d. So we have here is that line ax plus by plus c1 equals to 0, ax plus by plus C2 equals to 0. Okay, this is line 1, this is line 2, which is parallel. Okay, now here we have the distance D that is in between them. So how do you calculate the distance between those parallel line? We have for that another formula, that is D is equals to, that is in between what, C2 minus C1 upon under root A square plus B square. Same thing, just dividing the intercepts. Okay, because obviously the slope is same here, so we don't need to do that thing. The difference is going to be same here, and we will divide it by the coefficient of x and y, just like we did for the perpendicular lines. Okay, so this is it for the straight line theory. Now we will do some more questions about it, and then in another session we'll cover all the other topics and we'll do some more questions. Okay, now here we have the first question. So it is basically from JEE Mains. Okay, and from which year it has come, let me just see it firstly quickly. Okay, this is the question from JEE Mains 2020. Okay, this is from 2020 mains. Now we have here is, it is given the triangle ABC has vertices, then is Ortho Center has coordinates. Okay, so we have been simply asked what is Ortho Center. Okay, so we remember what we did, centroid in center, Ortho Center. What was Ortho Center? Ortho Center was the intersection of altitudes. Okay, so what was Ortho Center? It was the intersection of altitudes. Remember it. Now what do we have here is the triangle, this, and we have ortho center. So for that we don't have the value of angles. Okay, we don't have the value of angles, so here we will use the basic concept for that. Okay, we will use the basic concept of that. So here firstly we will draw the diagram. Okay, we have the diagram. The diagram looks like A, B, C. The points are -1, 7, -7, 1, 5, -5. Okay, and here we have this altitude, here we have this altitude. Okay, so because it is, if the two altitudes are intersecting at a point, the third altitude is going to be intersecting at that point only. This is the intersection of three segments. Okay, so two segments intersection, we can make it use. So this is the angle that is going to be 90°. Okay, let's just name these points, that is E, this point as H. Okay, so naming the points. So for here we have this is given the BC. Okay, this is the segment BC, and here we have AH. And what do we have to calculate? We have to calculate the point H. So firstly we can calculate that point. Firstly we can calculate the equation of BC. For that we can write the slope of BC. M is the representation of slope, so we can write the slope of BC, that is going to be -5 -1, so that is going to be 6 upon 5 minus 7, that is going to be 12. Okay, so this looks like -6 by 12, so that is going to be -1 by 2. Now if the slope of BC is -1 by 2, so slope of AB, slope of AD is going to be 2. Why? Because we know that for perpendicularity we have m1 m2 is equals to -1. So for that reason we can calculate the slope of AD. We calculated the slope of AD by m1 into m2 is equals to -1. Now if we have the slope, now how you can calculate the equation? The equation of AD can be calculated as we have this point -1, 7, which is lying at this point. So you can use point and slope and point form. Okay, so for that we have y -7 is equals to, for that slope we have calculated 2, we have x into 1. Okay, because this is the point -1, so we have y minus y1 is equals to m x minus x1. Okay, x minus x1, it is basically x plus 1. Okay, so here we have y minus 7 is equals to 2x plus 2. So we have here is 2y is equals to 2x plus 2 plus 7, that is looking to be 2x plus 9. So this becomes the equation 1. Okay, now we got the equation of AD. We got the equation of AD. Again same thing, to calculate the equation of BE we will do some things. Okay, so for BE, for here we have, for the segment BE we have to calculate first the slope of AC. So we will calculate the slope of AC. The slope of AC will be calculated by 12 upon minus 6, and that is going to be minus 2. How do we did it? Because we know that the slope of AC, okay, we know the slope of AC is obviously going to be, 12 by 6. We just calculated by doing the y2 minus y1 upon x2 minus x1. Same thing, we have 7 minus minus 5, that becomes 12, and that becomes 5 minus 1 minus 5, that becomes minus 6. Okay, so for that reason we got the 12 minus 6. So what we have used here, the formula that is used here is y2 minus y1 upon x2 minus x1. This was the formula used for the calculation of slope here. Okay, so we calculated the slope of AC. Now how do we calculate the slope of BE? Same thing, by this method of m1 into m2 is equals to minus 1. For that reason we got the slope of BE, that will become 1 by 2. Why? Because m1 into m2 is equals to minus 1 here. Okay, the equation of BE will become here is, we need some more space. So firstly we'll erase. I assume you know it, y is equal to 2x plus 9. I assume you have taken the screenshot and you have written it out. So I'm just waiting for a second. If you can take the screenshot, I'm just erasing the ink stroke. Okay, so we had, firstly I'll draw a triangle, how it was represented. This was 90 degree, this was 90 degree, this was angle A, B, C, D plus H. It was okay. We had this angle A, B, C, D, E, H. Okay, now what we did, we calculated the slope of AC, and now we calculated the equation of BE. So for the equation of BE, that is y minus y1. Okay, y minus y1 is equals to slope x minus x1. How we did it? We know the points, minus 1 7, we know the points, that is 5 minus 5, we know the points, that is minus 7 1. Okay, so we know the slope, slope of AC was minus 2 here. So for that reason we calculated equation of BE, because we got the slope for BE, that was minus 1 by m. So same thing, we got 1 by 2 here. Now we got the equation of BE. The equation of BE looks like y is equals to x by 2 plus 7 by 2 plus 1, that becomes 9 by 2. Okay, this is the equation 2. Now what was the equation 1? The equation 1 was of equation AD. Okay, equation of AD was y is equals to 2x plus 9. Okay, and we needed to calculate the point H. So H is basically the intersection of segments 1 and 2, that is the AD and BE. So how you can get the value of H? You can get the value of H by the value of H intersection of intersection okay, sorry, I just made a typo. Okay, so this is 2y is equals to x plus 9. 2 taken an s here, so 2 get multiplied to y, so it becomes 2y is equals to x plus 9. That is intersection of AD and BE. How do we got it? We got the AD and BE, and we know that H is the intersection of that. So simply we can just use the simultaneous equation method. Okay, we can use the simultaneous equation method. So that is 2y is equals to x plus 9. You can just multiply it by 2. Okay, so into 2, that is 2y is equals to x plus 9. You got 2y cancelled out, and we can subtract it, and you got that is 2y is equals to x plus 9. You got this equation 1. Oops. Okay, Rishi just made me confused. It was written same, it was not same thing. This was another equation. We have calculated equation of AD earlier. Equation of AD I wrote. It was not the continuation of that. Even I got confused by that. I thought I am wrong. Okay? Okay, it happens. Don't worry. That is why I deleted the message. It's not a problem. So basically, the equation of AD which we calculated was the equation of AD was calculated y is equals to 2x plus 9. Okay, y is equals to 2x plus 9. So you can solve this equation. You can subtract it, y get cancelled out. You can get x by 2 minus 2x. So that can be calculated 9 by 2 minus 9. So we get the value y is equals to 3 here from that. Okay, you can just substitute it here, y is equals to 3, and that becomes 3 minus 9, that becomes minus 6, and x is equals to minus 3 here. Okay, so we got x is equals to minus 3. So the point comes out to be minus 3 comma 3. So h, the answer becomes minus 3 comma 3. Okay, so this is the answer, that is minus 3 comma 3. That is the point of ortho center. So what is basically ortho center? It is basically the intersection of altitudes. Okay, so for this reason you need to know about the theory. Okay, you need to know about the theory. I'm great that at least you were attentive. I'm great that at least you tried to, do the things. So appreciation for you, Rishi. And let's move forward. This Before doing this question, firstly we'll do this question. Okay, and okay. So this question is basically, if the perpendicular bisector of the line segment joining the points P14 and okay, and this point has y-intercept equal to, then what is going to be? Okay, so we have this point. Now let me just, if the perpendicular bisector of the line segment, that means that this is the perpendicular bisector of the line segment joining the points P and Q has y-intercept. Okay, joining the points, this is the y-intercept, this is the y-intercept equal to minus 4, then value of k. Okay, so it is given that this is the intersection point and this is the y-intercept. Hi Rana, welcome. I think you are a little late for the class today, so I hope next time you will be on time. Okay, so here we are doing about the questions for JEE. Okay, let me tell you that in which year it was asked. So it was asked in the year 2020. So means September 2020. Okay, now it is given that this is the bisector of the line segment. Okay, so bisector means this is going to be the midpoint. Simple thing of the P and Q. So how do you calculate it? The midpoint of PQ. Midpoint of PQ, that is going to be 1 plus k by 2, 3 plus 4 by 2. So the point is k plus 1 by 2, 7 by 2. Okay, now how do you calculate the slope? So now you will calculate the slope of PQ. Slope of PQ you can calculate by 2-point form, that is 4 minus 3 upon 1 minus k. So that can be written as 1 upon 1 minus k here. Okay, so this is going to be the slope of PQ. The slope of PQ calculated, and we have calculated the point. Now we know that this is the 90 degree. Okay, this is the perpendicular. So we calculate the slope of PQ. Now you can calculate the slope of the perpendicular bisector. The slope of perpendicular bisector is going to be minus of 1 minus k, that is going to be written as k minus 1. Okay, so now equation of perpendicular can be written as, we have one point, we have slope, so we can write it as point slope form. So that can be written as y minus 7 by 2 is equals to 1 upon 1 minus k upon x minus k plus 1 by 2. Okay, so we got the equation. Now you can just easily solve it, simplify it, and you will get the value. Okay, now for this thing we have this equation, that is y minus 7 by 2. And now what do we have here is that it is saying that the y-intercept is equal to minus 4 here. Okay, so you know the equation, you can compare it by the equation y is equals to mx plus c. You can compare it by that and you can get that minus, that is going, c is the y-intercept here. Okay, c is the y-intercept here. So now you can write it as the y-intercept that was equal to minus 4 here. The y-intercept is going to be minus 4. So that means the point is going to be 0 comma minus 4. So you can just easily substitute this 0 comma minus 4 in this equation. So that comes minus 4 minus 7 by 2 is equals to 1 upon 1 minus k, 0 minus k plus 1 by 2. Okay, so this becomes a point. Now from this equation you can calculate the value that is coming out to be plus minus 4. So we got the value. Why? Because this, from this y-intercept, we know that the point was given to be 0 comma minus 4. So we can just calculate the equation and then you can substitute the value of point here. Okay, so this was it about this question. It was a simple question. Now this was about today's class. Now let me tell you about our course. Apart from this session, we have a whole scenario, we have the whole syllabus covered in our course. Okay, we have 90 plus classes. We have the convenient educational platform, like you are studying it from your home and we are teaching it from our studios. It is too convenient for you all. We have the syllabus which is designed by the JEE experts. So for every student who is facing problem in the syllabus designing, he is facing the difficulty. And we have flipped classroom method here. We have doubt solving practice here. Okay, the flipped classroom method, it is such a good method. I tell you what, like it is so efficient. We have such a good doubt solving practice. Okay, so somebody saying that with your help in I am in IIT Delhi now. Thank you so much. It's all for your efforts. I have done nothing for you guys. And if you study consistent, and if you are being consistent in your life, if you are being disciplined in your life, then obviously success is going to come to you. All you have to do is just hang in there. Okay guys, so about our course, I told you. Now what else do we have here? I tell you about the flipped classroom method which we follow, and I suggest you guys also to follow that. So what it does is, firstly we give you the theory, we give you the PDF material, then you attend our webinar, and after that you do the homework, and then also you do the analysis, that is the homework check. Okay, so what it does is, firstly you look into the study material, it gives you a brief about the thing, then you attend the webinar, then you understand the things, and then when you do the homework, you check that if it has been efficient to you, if you have perceived anything from that webinar, is there any growth. So for that you need to do the homework check. So this is a whole process, this is a whole 5-step method which is being followed in top rated universities starting from Harvard to IIT Delhi. I hope you will follow this soon, and we are following this, and I hope it's going to increase your efficiency too. Okay, now telling you about the different types of plan we have light, smart, proficient plan. So for anyone who has completed the course and looking for additional, you can go for proficient. For anyone who wants, who just wants that, yes, I want my course to be covered in a very efficient way, in a good way, so that I can score good marks, you can go with smart plan. That's no problem. And another thing, that is light. So in light you don't have this mock testing. Okay, and mock test is important. So for anyone, like I cannot say anything, but yes, if you have different things, then you can go for light, smart, proficient, as per your choice. Okay, you can do it. Now what else do we have here is, okay, so this is the special thing. We have this code, we have special price for 1 month, and that is going to be from 3300, that is 3299 to 299 rupees. Okay, and what is the promo code you can use? You can use the code, you can use the promo code, you can get the code from the Telegram channel as well. And I also told you, for the flat 30% discount, you can use the code JEEMAT30. Okay, and we have the special price going on for our course for 1 month. We have 299 rupees instead of 3,300. Like, such a difference, because we know that you guys want to know about our content, you guys want to know about how we teach. Okay, so for all those things, we are giving you this opportunity, we are giving you this course in such a cheap price, that is 300 rupees, guys. I think it's a deal. It's a like, it's a steal deal. You can just go for it, you can just get the special price. Okay, now what else do we have? This was it for today, guys, and see you soon. You can just scan the code, you can get yourself added to our Telegram channel, you can visit our website, that is Altedemy online. And for any such topics you want to be specially covered, you can let us know on our WhatsApp, on our Telegram. And for any feedback, if you liked any part of it, if you liked the way I teach, you can just let me know on my Telegram channel, or our Telegram channel or WhatsApp group. On any group, you can just let me know. It just motivate us, and I hope you're gonna like the video, share the video, and learn from it. So I wish you good luck. I hope you excel in your JEs. So thank you guys. Till then, enjoy. See you in the next session. Bye bye.